I have been busy, busy, busy. Tomorrow is a week since I launched my first Kickstarter. And I'm curious, as people are watching, if you could let us know in the comments if you've heard of Kickstarter before and if you've ever bought a product on Kickstarter. Because as I dived into this world, I saw a lot of people in my circle are not familiar with Kickstarter. So I'm going to give it just a brief description of what it is and then talk about how Party Time Bingo is involved in that. So Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform that allows people to raise funds for a product or creation. So you'll see a lot of artists, filmmakers, game designers launching products on Kickstarter. And the idea is it's not a charity, even though it sort of works like GoFundMe, where you're giving a creator a sum of money. It's not a charity in that you get a product at the end. So you make a pledge and you can get different packages. So you can, in my case, you can pledge on just the game, or you can pledge on a combination of the game behind me and the book Party Animals. And there's various combinations that you can pledge on. And here's the kicker with Kickstarter. You have a certain amount that you need to raise. So you, as the creator, pick what you're going to do. And for us, we calculated that in order to manufacture and ship, it's approximately, it's going to be just over 10,000 Canadian dollars. So that's fewer US dollars. So we set our goal at 8,000. If we don't raise that amount in the allotted time, so mine goes until March 23rd, if we don't raise that amount, we lose everything. So it's an all or nothing campaign. And so a lot is riding on it. So right now we've raised 3,000 Canadian dollars. If you're watching the site from any other country, it'll show up in your denomination. So Americans are going to see a different number on your site, but we have to put it in the denomination where we live. And so if we do not raise the $8,000 by the end of the campaign, we lose everything we have raised to this point. So there's quite a lot of pressure to have a successful campaign. And I'll show you what Party Time Bingo is. I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll show it this way. And then if we need to share screen, I'll switch it to my table.
So Tally, just before you do, so you said that in very much the view from your side, which is, if we don't make it, we'll lose it. But the flip side of that is, if they don't make enough to make the product, the people who pledge the money don't lose the money.
That's right. Thank you. That's a really important point. Yes. Right. Yeah.
So, and it is the idea behind crowdfunding or crowdsourcing is that if you've got something that you think is going to make it, right? You think this is going to be great for speech pathologists, but you don't have funds to just go do it, or the time to just go do it. And you need X amount of funds to do it. This allows the people who believe in it and think it's going to work to get behind you and let you do this, where the risk is shared among the people who are going to benefit from it. So usually, and in your case, if you pledge this, you're going to get it at a discount if you pledge it beforehand versus if you buy it after it's a product on the shelf, right?
Exactly right. Yeah. So all of the prices we have in there are discounted from retail, and that's such a good point, that backers don't lose anything if the campaign doesn't fund. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So Beth knows very well, because we presented on games together, that games is very, very central to my practice. I really feel like they're incredibly motivating, and they help build connections for ideas in a way that that other activities just don't always feed into that excitement that's inherent in a game. And so it's been a long time dream of mine to make my own game. I took some of the ingredients that I really loved of the wall of board games that are on the other side of this screen, and infuse them into this game, Party Time Bingo. So Party Time Bingo is a bingo game, as the name suggests, and the kids each get one of 4 scenes, and the scenes are each a different season, but happen in the same park, and a different theme. And so I'll show you, for example, if we are playing the pirate one, on the one side, they're going to see that they're invited to this pirate party. On the other side is the pirate scene, and I have reversible little bingo boards. So on the one side, they can collect, if you have this dots pattern, you're going to collect tokens that are the supplies for the party. and the plaid tokens are going to be the guests for the party. And you can play it in various ways. There's a little token bag with, so you know which tokens you're looking for. So if you're looking for your party animals, I'm just going to grab one here so you can see. So here I've got the baboon. You can see that baboon is, it's mirrored on the screen. So I just have to look there to see, there it is. And then you're going to collect your piece. And the kids play to collect all of their animals or all of their supplies. And you could do that, the baboon, for example, you could do that on the other side. In this case, it would be a color matching exercise because the ones that don't match have a different background color. So
Gotcha.
This is Dodo. She's from a different game. And that's Party Time Bingo in a nutshell. We've tested it a lot within our community, and it was very well received. And
what are the age groups for this? The target ages for this? So
I think the sweet spot is sort of JK through around third grade, or grade 3 in Canada, and so sort of that age group. So your kids who are 4 to around 8, 9 years old. I wanted to make the illustrations kind of, not so juvenile that older kids would feel, condescended to, but still bright and engaging for our younger kids. They have to have enough like detection skills. They have to be able to work through a busy scene. But for the most part, your average school age kid, and when we're working on our tick, I've put, so your average school age kid should be able to work with a Where's Waldo style board. Excellent.
All right. So you've got prototypes made. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And so you've tested it with kids, and actually I've seen videos of kids playing it and getting all excited and probably arguing and doing all the normal things kids do about this game. It is not, so just so everybody's clear, Tally generally does everything right? She follows all the rules correctly. And so you use LessonPix all the time, but you didn't use our symbols in your game because they're not commercially available. We don't allow that. And I love it. I love that you went out and had your own symbols made, right? You had to actually have you paid somebody to draw something, or you learned to draw real well, right?
Oh, I wish. No, Elise Conlon is my illustrator, and she's illustrated all of the products in the line.
Nice.
And so there's real continuity. So if you're using the book is a collection of sound-loaded poems.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're using the book, then the game then feeds right into it because it's all the same characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I've organized the game boards like just as a little Easter egg for speech pathologists. I've organized all the game boards according to the way those sounds are made. So if you're working on later developing sounds, then those animals are all going to be on the same game board in the game. And, my PBMs, those are all on one of the earlier developing game boards. So as a speech path, it should be easy for you to mix and match and still have a coordinated session.
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool. And so I happen to know that you can pledge money to Party Time Bingo and get the books as well, because I heard somebody might have asked for that, right? On the bulk things.
On the bulk things. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have four levels of pledges. It gets a little bit confusing. Sometimes people have many levels of pledges, and it gets a little bit confusing. But basically, what you're thinking is that you're pledging for a kit or a package. And so for us, our first package is just the game. Our second package is the game with the book. And then we have 2 bulk options, and that would be for larger clinics, for schools, for retailers, or if you really want to be ahead of the game and have birthday presents to last you for every party next year, because the game works for both boys and girls. And so on that level, there's a bulk level where you can get 8 copies of the game. And then there's another bulk level where you can get 8 copies of both the book and the game. And like Bill said, they're all in right now. It's in prototype format. And once we're on the other side of the Kickstarter, then we can know if we fund it and if we can order it. And then we put in the order for manufacturing, and it would get shipped here. And we're aiming to have them in North America by the Christmas season. So we're hoping to have them here by the fall, early winter.
Okay. Well, cool. I'm glad you came on to chat about it. Now, you do use us for all the other things you do in your therapy. So
Everything.
we are going to talk about LessonPix here for the vast majority of this. But we thought, you know what? Tally's been with us forever, and she has promoted LessonPix everywhere. Like
I did want to add on that, because whenever I see Tally, and if you go to her YouTube channel for the Speak Boutique, you can watch her videos, which are amazing for anybody. And I love the fact that she is never about one product, and neither am I, neither is Beth. Like she uses LessonPix in combination with every board game and books and all kinds of materials in such creative ways.